Welcome to the Double R Show, the podcast that features everything about North Lincoln County. The Double R Show, directed and produced by Paul Robertson and hosted by the voice of Lincoln City, Roger Robertson.
Thank you, Jenna, and welcome to August.
August 1, yeah.
Already.
It is. Summer's moving fast.
Before long, we're going to be talking about back to school. Of course, people are already talking about back to school.
Well, you know, it's kind of crazy because you really do roll right into it. You start hearing about it. People even in July were talking about it. So, yeah, with the Stuff a Bus stuff coming up in a few weeks or so, too, I suppose.
Yep, I've got a couple of major sponsors already. Moe's is stepping into that fray, along with Chinook Woods Casino Resort and Lincoln City Gifts in the mall. So, Stuff a Bus, yeah, we're going to be talking about that and a lot more coming up right after this.
Wouldn't it be great to have all your insurance needs handled by one agency? This is Charlotte Lado with Farmers Insurance and the Insurance Store. Visit our office next to the Wildflower Grill in Lincoln City. Let us be your one stop for your personal, commercial, health, and Medicare insurance needs.
Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife is represented in the Lincoln City area by Mark Freeman, and Mark is the Engagement and Outreach Coordinator for all of the marine reserves. That's a whole mouthful.
It is a mouthful, and it's like it sounds so much more important than it really is. But what I do is I try to make sure we have 5 marine reserves on the coast, and try to give everybody an opportunity to learn about what's going on in the marine reserves and have some kind of connection to these beautiful little things that we have on our coast. It's
How
very
important
rare.
are the marine reserves?
Well, it's a great learning laboratory.
Okay.
We've been around about 12 years now, stagnated over time. Different reserves have come in at different points, but it's an area that's kind of set aside for study. So we have baseline data about what's going on in the ocean on our coast. It's all close to shore. It's all within 3 miles of us. We have Cascade Head right here.
Right.
And it's a beautiful one. It's one of the biggest ones. It's 9.6 square miles. But we do a lot of, we study the fish in there. We have so many different things. We have a hook and line surveys where average anglers volunteer for us to come out and catch fish. And we size them and count them and sex them and release them. We have scuba people come in and we do specific transects. We have lots of studies on temperature, acidification in the water, and all these kinds of things. So we can tell what's going on over time. And, granted, we've only been around, maximum 12 years. So it's just a starting point to get real baseline about where things are going.
How does one get involved with it? Because it fascinates me that you are talking about a lot of volunteers that are coming out and fishing for you and scuba diving. And how does one become part of that?
Well, it's easy. We have a lot of volunteer opportunities, and people just love being part of these marine reserves when they know about it. So, for our scuba surveys, we work through Hatfield Marine Science Center and the aquarium, and we use their divers. And for anglers to be in our boats for surveys, they just sign up.
Where?
Just online.
Okay.
Yeah, just
All
through
right.
the marinereserves.com, OregonMarineReserves.com.
Now, the biggest of the marine reserves is the Cascade Head area?
It's one of the largest, yes.
Okay. And the regular fisherman does not access that area, correct?
Yes, so there is no extraction allowed within the marine reserve.
Okay.
And no development. So it's like that laboratory, if it's going to be a little bit of like a wilderness area in the ocean, but we study the heck out of it to see what's going on, what are the trends, and we compare them to other areas nearby. We call them comparison areas, and to see what's the difference, what's going on in the marine reserve that's different from the nearby comparison area.
As you have studied the Cascade Head area, have you seen it regrow, rebuild, remain stagnant? What's been the status? What's happened?
Well, it's really too early to say. We talk about, bottom fish, these things, they live 40, 50,
generations.
90 years long. And, we've only been here 11 years, right, of Cascade Head. So it's hard to make any definitive statements about how things are going, but we can tell you that we caught a heck of a lot of fish on our hook and line surveys this year off Cascade Head. I mean, I think one of them was 600 fish, and that 10 people caught in like 3.5 hours of fishing. It was one of the best ones we've ever had.
That's huge.
It's huge. It is huge. That's why all these guys want to come out and do this stuff.
But then it's all catch and release, you said.
Yeah. There's no extraction.
Wow.
So it's part of science, and we like to engage the community as much as possible in helping us gather our science.
And again, it is this reserve, but you said there's, 5 others?
There's 5, yeah. They go from Cape Falcon all the way down to Redfish Rocks outside of Port Orford.
How did you determine which area was going to become part of a marine reserve?
Well, we didn't.
Okay.
It was a legislative process.
Uh-huh.
We don't determine what areas become marine reserves. We don't determine whether there's going to be future ones or we're going to drop anything off. This is all a legislative process. What we do is follow through with the guidelines from the legislature to tell us, you need to get a grip on what's going on in the offshore. Mm-hmm. And so there's always talk about adding ones and whatnot, but it has nothing to do with us. We're just the foot soldiers,
You're the guys who got to go out and cut the fish.
Yeah, right.
Now, is it just fish only, or are you looking at the kelp and
we look at everything.
Okay.
Sea stars has been a big issue here, as you probably know. We had the sea star wasting disease a few years ago that really decimated the sea stars that were eating the urchins. Mm-hmm. So now we have more urchins that are eating the kelp. So we're trying to keep an eye on all of that stuff. And luckily, we're starting to see more young sea stars coming back now, which has been a really good, positive thing.
And what is that?
Well, they were dying off.
Yeah, no, I realize that. But what do you think may be bringing them back?
We don't really know, but the water conditions are better. And it's nice that we're seeing these young sea stars, even these little guys, And we're like a hot spot, especially in the South Coast, of finding these things again on the entire West Coast. So it's, we're tracking these changes and how the impacts, and we're trying to see what other factors might be involved in determining how things are relatively doing.
One final question for you, Mark. Do you also track the mammals, seals and otters and on and on and on?
No.
Okay.
Other people do that. What we do is we steer clear of the orcas.
I bet you.
We've had some dive teams that had to sit on the boat for a couple hours waiting for some orcas to get out of our transects and move on. Because, hey, apex predator is an apex predator, right?
I love it. Mark Freeman, Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife, the Engagement and Outreach Coordinator. To get a hold of you, Mark, give me an email or an address, or where should they go?
Mark C. Freeman at odfw.oregon.gov.
Northwest Septic Service is your one-stop shop for all your septic needs.
Northwest Septic Service offers pumping, maintenance, repair, and inspections with one call, 541-994-6977.
Buying or selling a home? Northwest Septic Service can inspect your sewer line or an entire septic system.
Old or failing septic system? Northwest Septic Service can rejuvenate most drain fields, saving you thousands of dollars. 541-994-6977.
Serving Lincoln, Tillamook, and Yamhill counties, Northwest Septic Service. If you're looking for great early garden fresh produce, it's Kenny's IGA in the Bay Area of Lincoln City. 4 generations of Morgans caring for your every grocery need. All of your favorite beverages, a full deli, meat, produce, and of course, groceries.
We may be young, but we are experienced. Hi, Adina Zeller here, and Zeller's restaurants are now a year old, but the experience in preparing and serving food goes way back generations. Zeller's Lincoln City and Rose Lodge. Come on in.
And on the podcast, Torn Toskanowski. Did I say that right, Torn?
You got it right.
My goodness, I'm impressed with myself. You are the aquatics director for the city of Lincoln City.
The aquatics manager, yep.
What does that mean?
So that means I oversee the lifeguard program there. I oversee any of the aquatics events, special events, the swimming lesson program. So anything and everything aquatics, I train the lifeguards. If it's got to do with the pool, even in the back room mechanical-wise, I'm there working.
What's your background for that?
So I used to be an automotive mechanic, and I've been doing that a little bit part-time, but that gave me my mechanical skills. I've always been good with my hands, so that was definitely one of the sides of the job that I enjoy.
Now, you came out here from Colorado, as I believe.
Yep, that's right. Originally Colorado Springs.
And landed in Lincoln City because you wanted to be near the ocean.
Near the ocean, yeah. Lincoln City's got something special to offer. We've got the ocean on one side, lake on the other, and the pool right in between it all. So it's pretty great to offer. I love being able to offer that safety component to the community. It's a much needed thing with all the water we got around.
Now, the pool is good size. Is it to capacity?
So we've definitely hit our capacities a few times.
Really?
Every once in a while. It definitely depends. Our biggest thing is lifeguard capacities. So depending on the staff we have to maintain a specific ratio. So that's usually 25 people to one lifeguard. So depending on how many staff we have, determine how many people we can have in the pools. But we've definitely seen an uptick in our fitness classes, in the rec swims with the families, and definitely in our swimming lessons. We've got over 100 youth registered for our swimming lessons between this summer and this coming fall.
That's quite an accomplishment.
I would say so. It's like I said, it's a need of the community, and we're glad to be able to provide it.
The pool itself is utilized heavily by seniors as well, correct?
That's correct. Yep. We have a couple fitness programs, a couple other instructor-led classes, but we've got a wide range of ages that utilize the facility. And over at Parks and Recreation, we put our concentrated efforts into balancing the needs of the community and being able to offer as much as possible so that people can use everything that we have to offer. It's a wonderful space.
You like your job.
I do. I love my job.
I hear it in your voice. You can't fake that.
Nope, that's definitely something that you gotta have.
Okay, now the pool and stuff. You talked about the kids and the senior programs. Is there a drown-proof program? We used to say second grade drown-proof or some such thing.
I know there used to be programs in which we'd work with the schools. That is not something that we've been able to reestablish yet. A lot of that's based on staffing and having the instructors available as well. But that is definitely something that we are looking forward to also implement other life jacket programs too around Regatta Park and around some of the lake areas too. So we are looking into other options and other programs.
So it's not just the pool.
It's not just the pool. It's parks and recreation. So whether it's Regatta, whether it's any of our other parks, we are looking at being able to offer safety to the community in that aspect as well.
Do you see that utilized much, say, D River, not D River, but which one am I trying to say?
The Regatta Park.
Regatta Park,
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's the docks there are great. Every once in a while, every time I'm down there, I usually see somebody either swimming or fishing right by. There's a life jacket station down there currently for loaner life jackets, so those are always something available. I know there's enough boating out there, too, that definitely utilizes that space, and I know they love that park, too.
I know I've heard you mention several times now that lifeguard. What is the requirements for somebody to become a lifeguard?
I'm glad you asked. So we are always looking for lifeguards. To be a lifeguard, you have to be able to swim a distance of about 200 yards with a treading component of treading water without using your hands for about 2 minutes there. And then there's another brick retrieval drill that's another part of that component, and that's just to be able to qualify to take the class. We actually are offering a class here in October. So October 17th through 20th, we are offering a class. So that is something that's open to the public. Feel free. Anybody's welcome to sign up if they're interested in life-saving skills.
Who normally signs up for a class like that?
So it definitely varies. A lot of times we run our internal staff. So we have a lifeguard in training position that we tend to hire a lot of people on through that, and that we utilize that. Other than that, it's honestly a wide range. We get everybody from high schoolers all the way up to retirees that are looking for something to fill that time and give back to the community.
No, the only place we have lifeguards is at the pool itself. We don't have it at the other locations you talked about.
That's correct, yeah. For our local community parks and pools, the only pool that we have lifeguards stationed at is at the pool community center.
Why would somebody want to become a lifeguard with the Lincoln City Pool?
Ooh, that's an excellent question. Well, my first and foremost thing that I always like, the best part about it, is you get a free membership.
Oh, that works.
So it pays for itself just in itself. Other than that, it's a very rewarding job. It's very flexible. It's easy to work around, but you get to work with people directly. You get to see the smiles on their faces when they come in. It's a second home to a lot of people. There's a lot of people that's the only people that they have to talk to. That's their second family, and they look forward to every day coming in. So being able to provide that and see those faces, it's very rewarding.
I would venture a guess you probably have the staff or well staffed up for summertime, but the kids go back to school, that's a different ballgame, correct?
Exactly. Once the kids go back to school, it's a little bit of a different ballgame. We also throttle back a little bit of our schedule to be able to offer a little bit more lap swim during the days there. But I've got a wide variety of staff too. So I've got some of the older staff that have some of that daytime availability. And then once we hit our high school swim season, that's a whole nother story in itself too.
Now, you just went through the budget process. Anything in the budget that's going to be voila for next year?
Nothing off the top of my head, not for the pools. Honestly, our big focus is definitely on the park, getting that new park built.
And that is huge.
Yeah, we're definitely excited for that. Just between the grants that we've been receiving and the progress of the park already, it's definitely something we're looking forward to.
Well, Doran, take our best wishes on back to the rest of the staff at the Lincoln City Parks, especially Jeannie Sprague. I think she does a wonderful job.
Oh, she's great to work with. I definitely am lucky with the team that we have over there.
And before we get out of here, times for the operation of the pool are what?
So we are open Monday through Friday. We are open 6 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. We have our activity schedules posted online. We're also open Saturdays, and recently we opened up Sundays. So those Saturday hours are going to be 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And then our Sunday hours, which are brand new, I think in the third or fourth week of being able to offer it for the first time in the last couple of years. So those hours are about 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. over at the community center. And we run an open swim, so we got about half the pool open for lap swim, half the pool is open for independent exercise, recreational, kind of as you do.
If you're single and 50, nothing out there. Like walking up on an avocado bend, there's like 7 left. 5 are rotten, 2 are suspect. You just end up leaving with an onion.
Rodney Carrington, 2 shows on Saturday, August 3rd, Chinook Winds Casino Resort.
And any man that thinks he's going to run off and find him some little 30-something who's 50 years old, good luck with that. They're a lot of fun, but eventually you have to talk to them. That's when the breakdown begins. So what do you want to do with your life?
Just travel the world.
You work at Arby's, probably going to be a while.
Tickets on sale now at ChinookWinds.com, Chinook Winds box office, or at 1-888 Main Act. A night of comedy and music with Rodney Carrington.
I got crabs. Honey, it's real bad. Not the kind you eat at Joe's, but the kind that make your girlfriend mad.
Saturday, August 3rd, 2 shows. Chinook Winds Casino Resort. Rodney Carrington, Chinook Winds, where concerts are better at the beach.
Award-winning. That's Samaritan North Lincoln Hospital. With me is Dr. Leslie Ogden. You are the executive officer at the Samaritan North Lincoln Hospital, but you have received some awards, you personally, but the hospital in particular, correct?
Absolutely. We are very proud that yet again we have won an American Heart Association and American Stroke Association award for excellence in stroke care.
Yet again?
Yet again. Years ago, we worked very, very hard to get to what they call the Gold Plus level. They have different levels of awards, and it's sort of like Olympic gold medals, so very apropos. But we are at that gold level. And why this is important to your listeners and to all the patients that we take care of is because this demonstrates that we take care of patients in a manner that is as good or better than any other hospital that they would go to, even a much bigger, a much larger urban hospital.
Stroke in particular.
Stroke in particular. This is a stroke award. And so what we strive to do and what we have to submit to continue to get this award is we have to tell them our times for the care that we're giving. We have to attest to and prove all of our stroke care. And with stroke, you may have gotten from what I'm alluding to that it is all about time, because time is brain. And oftentimes a stroke is caused by lack of blood supply to the brain. So if we can, as fast as possible, get in there and restore that blood flow to the brain, we can save brain tissue and actually reverse some strokes once they start.
It is amazing to me that time is more important than money for this particular item.
Right. Well, don't mistake. There's a lot of money involved in the equipment and the personnel and everything.
But time is what it's all about.
Time is what it's all about in this scenario. And so what we do is we are held to a standard of 45 minutes from the time someone arrives at our door to being able to have a CAT scan or a CT scan, computed tomography scan of their brain, and an interpretation of that scan by a radiologist. That all of that within 45 minutes.
Now, do you really have a stopwatch, if you will, going all of the time, so you're counting as the time goes?
You never know all this is going on in the background, but everything we do is timed in the medical world. Absolutely. Every order that is put in, when you walk in the door, there is a time. The first time you open your mouth to check in, if you're walking in, that is timed. But certainly if you come by ambulance, the moment that gurney rolls through the door, our timer starts.
It has to be.
It has to be. That's how we get these awards, and that's how we continue to strive for excellence and improvement, because we know what we're doing down to the moment.
I would have to think this award is probably even more important for this community, given the demographics of the community. We have so many elderly here, including yours truly.
Right, it is, and all of us are aging. But yes, it is enormously important for the demographics of this community. We have more stroke than people know happening, and it is enormously important that if we can save somebody from having debilitating neurologic after effects, that we do so. And I can tell you, it was very different how we treated stroke 20 years ago when I started working in the emergency department.
How so?
It's just we didn't have these types of guidelines.
Okay.
We did not at that time have clot-busting drugs that we could give to somebody. So oftentimes, if a person came in with stroke symptoms, if they didn't resolve on their own, then we were left with a person with a completed stroke and not a whole lot that we could do for them. But now times have changed, our technology has changed. We can so quickly figure out what's going on, and we have medications to reverse a lot of the damage that was done, at least temporarily.
Are all of the physicians in the ER trained in this stroke protocol?
Very much so. This is one of the areas that they excel in, and they and their staffs and the imaging staff, right? This is a symphony of departments working together. In addition, the lab has to be drawing blood. They have to have the blood results as well during that time frame in order to administer some of the clot-busting drugs, for example. So this is all of these departments, all of these people working together under the direction of the ER physician and the radiologist together to figure out, again, within the magic 45 minutes for the imaging diagnosis and then an hour for the clot-busting drug administration. Within that time frame, those are our goals, and this award says we are hitting those over and over and time again.
Amazing.
It
Wonderful.
is.
And I congratulate you, and I thank you. That's
Thank
good
you.
news.
Yes, it
That's
is
very good
wonderful news. Wonderful news for our community. And just to add a little bit further, we also have a telestroke program in conjunction with Providence St. Vincent's Hospital. They have stroke specialists, stroke neurologists, and stroke neurosurgeons, such that if we find something different, say, on a CT scan within that 45 minutes, say we find a clot that can't be busted but could be extracted, we can call them. They're at the end of that robot. We can get the helicopter here and get someone to them as fast as possible because all of the barriers have been ironed out. And we can also get some of those tough cases that weren't really treated to anybody's satisfaction previously, really at the cutting edge of what can be done.
Dr. Leslie Ogden, Samaritan North Lincoln Hospital. Again, congratulations and thank you.
Bob's Beach Books in the Ocean Lake area of Lincoln City does in fact have what you'll want to read. I'm Diana Portwood, and if we happen to be out of a particular bestseller, in a day or two we'll have it back in the store waiting for you. Bob's Beach Books, so you can join the conversation.
We at La Roca are proud of our food, but don't take our word for it. Read the reviews. One person wrote, the service was friendly and efficient. Another writes, La Roca has become one of our favorites because it's authentic Mexican food.
Well, we have a number of events taking place right now. In fact, is the Nesquin Valley School is holding an auction. The auction is being done online, and it goes until August 3rd, a day that rings well with you.
I kind of love August 3rd. Plus, we're going to have the Art on the Beach, right? August 3rd, we're going to have sand art competition there in front of Rhodes End State Park. So this Saturday, come on down, starting at 7 a.m. to 11 a.m., and put your $20 on the ground and get 20 square by 20 square to make your art.
Now, is there a limit to the number of people who can participate?
Yeah, we're limiting it to about 20 teams. So,
Okay.
yeah, we want people to sign up and just go on to cascadehead.org to register for that event.
No, this is going to be judged.
Oh, I think we're going to have a judge that you know.
Yeah, I think
well, we
that-
recruited you, so yeah, Double R's going to be there.
I assume that there's going to be some other judges.
There's going to be some judges with some qualifications.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris Daddy's coming down, Nikki Price, Marcy Baker. Yeah, we got some folks.
All right, good. Now, some other things upcoming August 6th, on Tuesday, August 6th, 5 to 7. Fun event, Lincoln City National Night Out. This takes place at the Community Center here in Lincoln City, sponsored by the Community Center and all of the police departments. So it is National Night Out. It's a great time to get out and meet all of your neighbors at that event. So hot dogs, they have hot dogs.
It's been a few weeks since we had some hot dogs. Yeah, right around the 4th we were having hot dogs. Now it's time to get some more hot dogs.
I love having hot dogs. Become an ambassador. Lincoln City Chamber of Commerce is restarting their ambassador program. If you'd like to be part of that, contact Lori up at the Chamber of Commerce office. Speaking of Lori at the Chamber office, Dr. Estelle Harland is helping lead a 4-day cruise on Holland America. It is a fundraising event for the Lincoln City Chamber of Commerce. There's a flyer up at the Chamber office, or you can call Always Traveling as well. Senior Fair coming up October 1, 9 to 4, Chinook Winds Casino Resort. Booth space is available. Call Always Traveling here in Lincoln City for reservations for that. Tuesday, August 6th, we have the Planning Commission meeting, the 7th, the Library Board, and then the City Council. City of Lincoln City meets August 12th, 6 o'clock in Council Chambers. Fun event is the Sandcastle Building Competition. We are going to have Moe's, Kenny's IGA-themed pirate ship, Prehistoric as a dinosaur, Ace Hardware, the best fantasy animal, Looking Glass Inn, an octopus, and Always Traveling build a cruise ship out of sand.
Set sail out of the Sluts Bay and Always Traveling cruise ship. Yeah, so what, $100 each for all
$100
categories?
for each of those categories. And there was 6 categories. So there's $600 in cash, and we're talking about cash money. So it's for families, it's for individuals, it's for novices, mostly novice.
And entry is a can of food, or typically
that all goes to the food pantry and the backpack food program. So help others, help themselves. At the same time, have a good time on the beach, Southwest 51st, building a sand castle. And again, we had an interesting discussion about being able to go fishing.
Right.
and releasing.
Yeah, catch and release with the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife. They are actually soliciting volunteers to help do that research off of Cascade Head right out of Depot Bay. And they're actually offering scholarships to folks that are typically not engaged, some underserved populations. So if that sounds like something you'd like to do, just reach out to ODF&W and get involved. And yeah, the scholarships are like $150 for lodging, and there's food money and gas money. So no reason not to just get on those boats out of Depot Bay.
Just having a good time fishing and doing good and making a couple of extra bucks.
Yeah, collecting research for the Cascade Head Marine Reserve.
I love it. And again, our special thanks to Mark Freeman for coming in and being with us on the program. Also to the good doctor, Leslie Ogden, again, from Samaritan North Lincoln Hospital. She always has an informational program that is of great interest every time.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had on our other part of our deep dive this week, we had Torin from the pool. So thanks to him and all the people there at the Aquatic Center.
So don't tell us we're all wet.
Okay.
All right. For Paul, I'm Double R. That'll do to the doings. We invite you to join us again next week right here in the Double R Show. Have yourself a happy day.
You've been listening to The Double R Show. Join Roger and Paul Robertson as they explore everything about North Lincoln County. The Double R Show, produced by Always Productions and hosted by Roger Robertson. Have a story? Email contact@alwaysproductions.com or call 458-201-3039. For The Double R Show, I'm Jana Grawn.